Good afternoon. I hope you all survived the Java practical this morning. My name is Anson and I'm going to be your video presenter today. I'm currently in Ontario in Sault Ste. Marie. My two in-class presenters are going to be David Campbell and Zyler Fenner. And today we will be talking to you about self-driving cars. What is a self-driving car? A self-driving car is a car which has a computer autopilot system built into it that has the power and ability to take over the driving process from the user. So in other words, a self-driving car is what it sounds like, a car which drives itself. This doesn't mean the user has no input though. The user would still be required to make the decision on the final destination. However, the driving process itself is left to the computer. The main reason for the development of self-driving cars is to reduce human error. Human error is the main reason accidents are caused. It's the main reason gas mileage is so inefficient, and it's why infrastructure such as highways are much larger than they actually have to be. Before we get into the finer details, let's examine how driverless cars came to be where they are today. How were self-driving cars created? The long journey towards cars that can drive themselves began in 1971, with the anti-lock braking system being the first part of a car that actually took over part of the driving process. Since then, there's been a lot of advancements. The Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, or as most of us know it, DARPA, started a competition known as the Grand Challenge in 2004. This challenge was created so that teams from around the world could come together and see who could create the best self-driving car. DARPA would select a new distance and terrain every year, and teams would work to create a self-driving car that could tackle that environment. Many of these teams used programming languages such as Java, C#, and C++, which many of us are familiar with. Can you imagine creating a self-driving car using that language on your own? The winner of this competition was awarded $2 million. This was a massive incentive for teams to actually try and make something very innovative and new. This intense research and development done by many different groups from around the world had a massive impact on the advancement of driverless technologies. Many of the ideas and technology from DARPA Grand Challenge is what led to the creation of the Google self-driving car, which many of you may have heard of and we'll talk about in greater detail a little later on in this presentation. Are driverless cars safe? The main reason experts are trying to create consumer-ready driverless cars is to reduce car accidents and increase safety. So yes, driverless cars are safe. In fact, they are much safer than cars that are operated by users. This is because human error is taken out of the picture completely. Many people argue that a computer doesn't have the ability to think on its feet like a human or make quick decisions. This is completely untrue. Driverless cars will have the ability to know what other cars are thinking and make logical decisions based on this much faster than a human's reaction time. It's been said that road traffic kills about 37,000 people a year in the United States and 39,000 in Europe, with driver error a contributing factor in over 90% of them. This means that of the 37,000 people killed, a self-driving car could have potentially saved 33,300 lives. These numbers alone should be enough to convince someone why driverless cars are the future of the automotive industry. People have been allowing airplanes to do much of the flying using a computer autopilot system similar to one that's in self-driving cars. Recently, planes have taken off, flown the entire flight, and landed themselves without any user input. We have proved computers are capable of autopiloting vehicles completely on their own, so all we have to do now is accept the fact that this can be done safely in cars as well. Will these vehicles reduce traffic? Currently, 95% of highway is wasted space due to the limitations of the human driving ability. In other words, these highways could be much smaller if self-driving cars were trafficking the roads. These cars could drive closer together, both widthwise and lengthwise. In 2007, Americans spent more than 36 hours on average in traffic congestion. Self-driving cars would be able to communicate with each other, allowing cars to drive closer together and enabling an even pace for traffic to flow at. This, combined with the massive reduction in accidents, would decrease traffic congestion enormously. It has been estimated based on average salaries that the cost per kilometer of a person's time is 15 cents. Americans drive approximately 5 trillion kilometers a year, which means that even saving 1 cent per kilometer of a person's time spent driving would amount to $50 billion annually. In other words, decreasing traffic jam equals massive injection into the economy. I'm now going to introduce David to talk to you about the most advanced and well-known self-driving car currently available, the Google self-driving car.